And I spoke to Housing Minister Wendy Lovell at Parliament House. Well, Minister, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Josie. It's a pleasure.
In March, we spoke to a mother of four, Alex, who had been living in her car with her children, including her 12-year-old son who has cerebral palsy. 6 months on, she's only just got onto the public housing waiting list and is still technically homeless. Is that an acceptable situation?
Well, I believe that this mother is now in transitional housing, so that means that the family have been housed. But this is the type of family that can be better helped by our new action plan. Our new action plan is about bringing services together to support families and individuals who are suffering from homelessness.
This specific family's need, though, is for a permanent home, something that probably thousands of Victorians can relate to. Isn't housing the issue?
Well, housing is not the only issue that people who are suffering homelessness face, and housing is one important factor of it. But to house someone and just leave them there without support services doesn't solve the underlying causes of why they're homeless in the first place. And as I've said, for many people that's mental health issues, drug and alcohol issues. For some families, it's family violence issues.
Your action plan refers to the housing strategy that you're working on at the moment. When will it be publicly released?
Well, we're hoping for sometime next year to have a final housing framework. The housing framework is about a whole new direction for public and social housing in Victoria. It's about how it will be delivered into the future. We have a lot of consultation with the sector to do on this, and a lot of consultation with the community. We're not going to release it just for the sake of releasing a strategy like the former government did.
There's been a nearly 60% increase over the past 5 years of families with children accessing services. Your centrepiece projects regarding homeless services are interim housing projects for young people, but they're not even being built yet. Will they be up and running in this term of government?
Well, I think the increase in the people accessing services shows you that what's been done in the past has not been working. We've been spending more than $160 million a year on homelessness services, but numbers have been increasing. So we're shifting the focus.
What about domestic violence? Almost half the people looking for help in homeless services are women and children fleeing domestic violence. What specific part of the action plan will target that?
Well, the innovation programs that are put forward, projects that are put forward, we're hoping to get some really strong innovation projects around the domestic violence sector. And this is about, the innovation projects are about partnerships. So they're about housing providers partnering with domestic violence specialists, partnering with drug and alcohol specialists, partnering with mental health specialists, so that one service is not trying to be all things to everybody, but we're getting the best services possible delivered to these people.
On those innovation projects, you put $25 million towards what you call programs that are providing results, not just services. Does that mean some service providers could be at risk of losing their funding if they're not getting those results?
Well, this is about changing the way services are funded. The way services have been funded in the past, actually, it rewarded failure because they were funded for throughput. So people were going through the system, churning through the system time and time again. The service sector often referred to it as the revolving door. People came in, they had 12-week episode of support, they went out the back door and back in the front door straight away, and so the numbers were counted over and over again for the same person. The Action Plan innovation projects will be funded for outcomes. So the real test of whether a innovation project is successful is when we get someone moving through that system once and once only.
Do you see that funding model spreading throughout not just in these specific projects that you're looking to fund now? Do you see it spreading throughout the whole homeless service sector?
Well, we're running this side by side with the old service provision as well, to see which one does work best and to see if we can produce the results we're looking for out of this new the new funding model. We're also, as part of the action plan, we have a Ministerial Advisory Council that is going to look at sector reform. The sector have been telling me there needs to be a change. They have a lot of ideas on how it can be changed. They're the experts. We're looking to them to give us the advice on how we can better fund homelessness services into the future.
You said that the current system isn't working, it's failing, it's not getting to the root of what causes homelessness. But according to your action plan timeframe, there won't actually be any reform of the system until 2014, 2015. Where's the sense of urgency?
All of these things do take time to implement, Josie. There's a lot of consultation that goes on around producing a new funding model and producing a new way that we address the needs of the homeless people. So we're running the innovation projects as a first step to it. The Ministerial Advisory Council is looking at sector reform, and that will take some time. I don't apologise for that. I want to get it right.
You've refused to join the federal government and commit to halving homelessness by 2020. Do you still feel those targets are meaningless?
Well, it's not that I refuse to join the federal government. This state has actually signed up to the first step of that, which is to reduce homelessness by 7% by 2013. No one has actually signed up to the halving homelessness ideal at this stage. The first stage is to reduce homelessness by 7% by 2013, and we're working towards that.
Wendy Lovell, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you very much.